From Hollywood, the George Burns and Gracie Allen Show for Hormel and Spam. Crazy people. Spam, rebop, boom, spam. George Burns, Gracie Allen. Artie Shaw and his orchestra for singing glee with a smooth East Street. Last but not least, with Bud Easton. Tonight, George and Gracie want to send their greetings to the retail grocers of America, who are celebrating National Grocers Week. And they want to ask you a question, friends. What do you say when your husband arrives home just before dinner with unexpected guests? Well, smart housewives say Spam. This tender, taste-tempting meat makes a hit with husky appetites and so easy to use. Open a can of Spam and bake according to the directions on the label. A whiff of the delightful aroma of delicious, juicy meat simmering in the oven will tell your guests a real meal is on the way. The safest thing you can do tomorrow is to expect the unexpected. Ask your food dealer for Spam, S-P-A-M, when you shop. The stars of our whole Spam family, George and Gracie.
Thank you very much. Where's Gracie? Has anybody seen Gracie? Say, Bud, have you seen her?
Well, no, George. I haven't seen her since last week when I took her home.
Oh, did anything peculiar happen?
Well, in a way. We started to walk home, and after walking about 10 blocks, she started to run and never stopped running until she got home.
You mean to say she walked for 10 blocks and then ran for 3 miles?
Well, yeah, she said she wanted to get home before she got tired.
Well, that's Gracie, all right. I wonder where she can be now. You know, Bud, Gracie has really got me worried these days.
Mr. Burns, if you'll allow a sound man.
Yes?
Remember the famous psychiatrist I brought up here last Monday?
You mean Professor Alvin W. Thorndyke?
Yes. He's had Miss Allen under observation all week.
He has?
In fact, he's been living at the Allen home trying to find out how a mind of her type functions. According to the theory of psychiatry, one can tell the inner workings of the mind by watching a person's reactions.
Well, I don't know about that theory. Someone once told me that they could tell my intelligence by just looking at my head.
Believe me, Mr. Burns, there's nothing in it.
Say, I don't know how to take that.
Stop worrying about Gracie. There's nothing wrong with her.
Nothing wrong with her. Artie, if you ever hear her say one sane word, I'll buy you a suit of clothes.
Okay, Poopsie, I'm going to hold you to that.
Well, okay, and I'll be tickled to death to give it to you.
Hello, George. Hello, everybody.
Oh, here's Gracie. Well, Gracie, how do you feel?
Oh, simply wonderful. Never felt better in my whole life. How else did you expect me to feel?
Poopsie, you owe me a suit.
Well, all right.
Your old...
Artie, okay, Artie. You can buy a suit and charge it to me. Gracie, I'm glad to see you looking so well. Well, look at your eyes. They're shining.
Really? Shall I put some powder on them?
Artie, don't alter the suit. Gracie, where have you been?
To the automobile show. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Well, try not to miss it if you can.
Try not to miss it if you can?
Mm-hmm.
Gracie, don't you know you're English?
I'm not. I'm Irish.
There goes the coat.
You said it.
See, George, the auto show was simply wonderful. You know how the cars are built this year with their nose pointing down like they're smelling something?
Yes, I've noticed that.
Well, I bought it a car with its nose turned up.
With its nose turned up?
Yeah, on account of I'm such a fan of Myrna Loy's.
Gracie, they didn't happen to have a roadster there that looked like Clark Gable.
I almost bought it.
I was only kidding. A car doesn't look like Clark Gable.
It does with its doors open.
Artie,
Goodbye, vest.
Goodbye, Vest.
Oh, and I gave him a lot of great ideas at that auto show. I told him to raise the fenders so they wouldn't interfere with the square wheels, and
Just
if they
a minute.
do that, then...
Just a second. You suggested square wheels?
Sure. That's if you get stalled on a hill, you won't roll down.
Uh-oh, there goes my pants.
I'll bet the people at the auto show must have appreciated all those suggestions.
Well, I even talked them into allowing me $7,000 for my old Chevrolet.
There goes my pants.
Artie, you just said that.
Yeah, but it was a two-pants suit.
I see. You got $7,000 for that old Chevrolet?
Well, I figured I'd get a better allowance if I traded in a new Pontiac.
I see.
So I gave him my Chevrolet as the down payment on a Pontiac.
Yes.
And then I traded in the Pontiac on a Buick.
Oh. So you have a new Buick?
No, I took the Buick over to the Packard people.
I see. You wanted a packet.
No, a Cadillac.
Gracie, this is very confusing. Start at the beginning.
Well, there's nothing to it. I traded in the Chevrolet for a Pontiac, the Pontiac for a Buick, the Buick for a Packard, the Packard for a Cadillac.
Oh, so now you've got a Cadillac.
No, I got a Rolls Royce.
A Rolls Royce?
I did it again.
What's the idea of buying and trading 7 cars in one day?
Well, in case I have an accident, it confuses the witnesses.
Has anyone got a blanket?
Oh, go on. If this keeps up, I'll have to go away for a rest.
Oye, yo conozco un lugar muy bueno, una isla allá en el Pacífico, allá en el
I know.
Atlántico. ¿Quién sabe dónde?
Yes. What is it, Senor Lee?
Senor Burns, if you want to rest, why don't you take a trip to the West Indies?
West Indies?
Sí.
It's Indies.
Andes.
No. Undies is something else. What's the first thing you put on when you get up?
Gangbusters.
Gangbusters?
Sí.
That's on at night.
It hurts you if I sleep late?
By the way, Gracie, what happened to that psychiatrist who stayed at your house last week?
Oh, Professor Thorndyke?
Yes.
Oh, he's crazy.
Oh, he's crazy.
Yes.
What makes you think he's crazy?
Oh, he kept watching me all week and jotting things down on my Aunt Harry's notebook.
Your Aunt Harry?
Yes.
Your aunt's name is Harry?
We know Harry's the man's name. We only call her Harry for short.
Oh.
Her real name is Sam.
But the psychiatrist is crazy.
Crazy? He had my daddy in stitches. Whenever he wanted orange juice, he'd squeeze oranges.
Well, when your daddy wants orange juice, what does he squeeze?
The cook.
The cook, I can't understand how that psychiatrist stayed at your house for a whole week.
Well, we tried everything we could think of to get rid of him. We even treated him like one of the family.
But that didn't work, huh?
No, we tried everything. My brother fixed it so that whenever he opened the door, a pitcher of water fell on his head.
Well, that's nice.
And the minute he got into the house, the dog would fight him. And when he sat down to dinner, we poured hot soup in his lap. And when he got up to go...
Gracie, instead of all of that, why didn't you just tell him to leave?
Oh, we didn't want to hurt his feelings.
And now the Smoothies, Babs, Charlie, and Little will sing I Know That You Know.
I know that you know that I'll go where you go. I choose you, won't lose you. I wish you knew how much I long to hold you in my arms. This time is my time. 'Twill soon be goodbye time. Then in the starlight, hold me tight. With one more little kiss, say nighty-night. I know that you know life's a game, but who can play it all alone? Who can play it all alone? Every chap should hold a heart that's all his own. And that's the reason I tell you, love may come at first sight. They told me when I saw you I knew I have found my only love. When I met you, I know that you know that I'll go wherever you go. I choose you, won't lose you. I wish you knew you. How much I long to hold you in my arms. This time is my time to be goodbye by time. Then in the starlight, hold me tight with one more little kiss, say nighty night. I know that you know that wherever you go, with one more little kiss, say nighty night.
Gracie, I don't care how you got rid of the psychiatrist.
Oh, it was easy. We took all the covers off the bed and left the doors and windows open.
All right, what happened?
My brother got pneumonia.
But how did that get rid of the psychiatrist?
Well, we sent him for the doctor, and while he was gone, we moved.
You know, this whole thing is giving me a headache.
Senor Burns, if you have a headache, take a cold shower. It will make your blood jingle.
It's not jingle, it's tingle.
Jingle.
Tingle.
Jingle.
Tingle.
Jingle.
Tingle.
The good humor man is here.
Artie, will you take care of that guitar player?
Okay, George, watch me. Listen here, Lee. Cuete la boca porque no quiero oír todas las palabras que me dices.
Artie, what does that mean?
I guess I need 2 more lessons from Madame Lazanga.
You know, between you, Lee, and Gracie, I'll be seeing things in my sleep tonight.
I saw something in my sleep last night. A green elephant.
Maybe it's something you ate.
Oh, don't be silly. I never eat green elephants.
You don't,
No, I wait till they get ripe.
You know, Gracie, every day in every way you get sillier and sillier. Sound man. Hey, 4 years in Harvard. Elliot, open the door. Well, if it isn't Professor Alvin W. Thorndyke.
Good evening, Mr. Burns. And good evening to you, Elliot, my boy.
Good evening, Professor Thorndyke, and how are you feeling this evening?
Well, I'm ashamed to say that my present mood is one of reminiscence.
And why not? All experiences once undergone are still available.
As Freud once said, dormant emotions have analytical possibilities.
But Freud forgot that the influence of buried memories bring distortions in many disguises.
You're the same old joker that you always were, Elliot, my boy. Oh, but I've enjoyed these few laughs.
All this in Harvard, too.
Hey, if you kids really want a few screams, just take a squint through Euclid's plane geometry. That's a killer.
Yes, that Euclid is a solid sender.
I like books, too, but I like new books the best.
You do, huh?
Yeah, you see, most of the pages are stuck together and you can finish it faster.
So there you are, Miss Allen.
Oh, hello, Alvy. You know, George, I didn't expect to see the professor. Saturday night, my brother got him as stiff as a board.
Please, Miss Allen, the professor doesn't drink.
I know that.
And how could your brother get him as stiff as a board?
Well, he sprinkled starch in the tub instead of bath salt.
Professor, you must have spent quite a week at the Allen home.
One of the most enlightening weeks I've ever spent. What an interesting family.
Yes, must have been gay.
Yes, there are a few things in my notes that I'd like to clear up. For instance, Miss Allen, I noticed during the week that nobody spoke to your grandfather at breakfast.
Oh, that's because he's such a nuisance. Since he broke his wrist, he can't even hold a spoon in his hand to eat his grapefruit.
Why would that make him such a nuisance?
Well, now we've got to put the grapefruit juice in his eye with an eyedropper.
Well, that's very interesting.
Yes, very interesting.
Senor Professor, do you analyze dreams? Last night I had a terrible nightmare.
Senor, you certainly get those words mixed up. It isn't neatmare, it's nightmare. It isn't jingle, it's tingle. And it isn't undies, it's endies.
Well, all I know is what I read in my script.
Professor, any more notes in that little black book?
Yes. Another thing I noticed, Miss Allen. In your house, every bar of soap has a hole scooped out of the middle.
Oh, well, that's my own idea.
The soap has a hole scooped out in the middle?
Well, sure. That's so after you take a bath, there's no little piece left over.
Very interesting case. Eh, Professor?
Remarkable. You know, many a morning I found Miss Allen in a repressed dilemma.
Oh, I always wear one around the house.
Yeah, they're probably more comfortable than a kimono.
Kimono? What's that?
When you step out of the bath, what do you slip on?
The little piece of soap that I scoop
out in the middle, like that. Well, now I've heard everything.
Mr. Burns, could I see you outside a minute?
Well, I don't know. I guess so.
Mr. Burns, this is a very unusual case, and I'd like to have you help me with an experiment on Miss Allen in the interest of science.
What can I do?
I want you to agree with our patient. Humor her in everything she says or does. Cater to all her whims and fancies, and no matter what she asks for, agree to give it to her.
Well, okay, Professor. I hope you know what you're doing. Come on, let's go in.
But, Gracie, that's impossible.
It is not. George, will you buy something for me?
Well, it's according.
Mr. Burns?
Oh, well, I'll be very happy to buy something for you, Gracie. What is it you want?
A pair of silver fox slacks.
Silver fox slacks?
Mr. Burns?
Oh, silver fox slacks. Oh, sure, that's the latest style.
George, who wears silver fox slacks?
A silver fox and shut up. And what's more, Gracie, I'm going right downtown to buy you a pair.
You won't.
Yes, I will. I think that's the cleverest idea I've heard in years.
You don't.
I certainly do.
Do you really and truly think so?
I really and truly think so.
Professor Thorndyke, could I see you out in the hall a moment?
And now our great clarinet player, Artie Shaw and his orchestra play Temptation. Agree with Gracie. It's silly. Buy a silver fox slacks.
But, Mr. Burns, it's for science.
I understand that. But every time I shake my head, it costs me $200.
I'm trying to find out what's going on in Miss Allen's mind.
I wish you knew what was going on in my mind.
I do. And I am not.
Senor Burns, maybe the professor is just a plain crack.
Crack?
See?
You mean quack.
Crack.
Quack, quack, quack.
Look, an imitation of Donald Goose.
Yeah. Well, the professor is all right, and he happens to be very, very good.
Just like Spam.
And the professor has got what it takes, too.
Just like Spam.
I'm talking about the professor.
I'm talking about Spam. Spam's got what it takes, believe me.
Well, that sounds like advice.
Sure. Say, did you ever hear a slice of Spam frying?
Spam frying?
Listen, I'll give you an imitation.
Hey, and without a hat, too. That's
Very good. Well, that's good. But I was trying to tell you that Spam has what it takes to taste good. You see, Spam is the name Hormel gave to a brand new combination of meats, seasoned in a new and more delicious way, and packed in a handier package. Spam has what it takes because it's something different. It's a combination of pork shoulder meat and ham meat. Nothing else but these two. We use pork shoulder meat to make Spam sweet and juicy. Then we put in the ham it takes to give it that extra flavor that wouldn't be there without it. So you may know Spam has this extra goodness. It tells you right on the label. Insist on Spam and look at the label for this sentence. Pork shoulder meat with ham meat added. Whenever the occasion calls for delicious meat at your house, ask your food dealer for S-P-A-M Spam.
Slice it, dice it, fry it, bake it, cold or hot. Spam hits the spot.
Gracie, I can't answer those questions, and I don't want to hear any more about it.
Well, then I'll ask the professor.
Well, do whatever you want, but don't bother me.
Yes?
I'm through with it.
George. Professor, what does psychiatry do that any other science can't do? What does the American Medical Association think of it? What is the temperature under the blankets of the quintuplets?
What is the temperature under the blankets of the quintuplets?
I give up.
You give up?
Yeah, the questions are too hard.
What is the temperature under the blankets of the quintuplets?
Yes.
5 below. I made up something. How do you like that?
Mr. Burns.
Gee, I wish I'd last. One laugh. I just can't. What is it? Oh, look, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this scientific stuff. Sound man, why don't you and the professor go somewhere and split an atom?
But, Mr. Burns, let me try just one more experiment. Hypnosis.
Oh, let's try it. It'll be fun.
Try it. You don't even know what hypnosis is.
No, hypnosis is induced by professing profoundly the mentality through all the senses. The method has been used with great success by Swedenborg, Bernheim, and Bingswanger.
Amazing, Miss Allen. How did you ever know that?
Oh, I just took a wild guess.
Swedenborg, Bernsheimer, and Bingswanger?
Sounds like the real name of the Ritz brothers.
Quiet, Lenny Hayden.
Miss Allen, you've heard of autosuggestion.
Oh, sure.
Let's try it.
My mother told me never to listen to suggestions in an auto.
Well, Mother knows best.
Miss Allen, hypnosis is mind over matter. Now, for example, I can make you believe anything I want. I can make you bark like a dog. I can make you a vacuum cleaner. I can make you a broomstick.
Can you make me an umbrella?
Yes?
Make me a blue one.
You know, Gracie, that you're not all there.
I know, but there's enough in me here to make it worthwhile.
Professor, you better call the insane asylum and tell them to leave the light in the padded cell.
Why, George? Do you want to read in bed?
Artie, easy on that sarcasm. You know, I'm your boss, and you get plenty of money every week.
He gets paid?
Of course he gets paid. I suppose you work for nothing.
He told you?
Now we'll start. Miss Allen, look in my eyes and come closer. Why not?
That's the way all you fellas start.
Gracie.
Now look straight in my eyes and concentrate. 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 Now, for the past week, what's been the uppermost thought in your mind?
Will the draft take away all the men?
Don't worry, they'll leave me.
Professor, I don't believe in that hypnotism stuff.
Oh, so you doubt me?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Look into my eyes. Look deep. I'm going to change you into someone else. Concentrate. Your eyes are getting heavier. Deeper. Deeper.
He's in a trance. It's working.
And to prove that you're not Artie Shaw, just try and play the clarinet. All right. Now, who are you?
Benny Goodman.
See? I told you it would get a laugh. Yeah, I didn't believe it. We had the biggest argument about that. Oh, is it me? Next, Professor. Yes, that's you. 1, 2.
Now, please, may I have a little more quiet for this experiment? Now, Miss Allen, you look into my face. Keep looking at my face. Now, watch my face. It's fading. It's fading. My face is fading. My face is fading.
Maybe you ought to wash it in luck.
It's not a bad idea, Gracie. Confidentially, as a hypnotist, this kid really shrinks.
Oh, I can't understand why it doesn't work. I've done it for years. Here, Mr. Burns, I'll try it on you.
No. Try it on the announcer. Hey, Bud, come here a minute.
Yeah?
Mr. Heaston, look right here.
Yes?
Now look closer.
Yes?
You're no longer Bud Heaston. You can't mention spam. You can't mention spam. You are now in the jungles of Africa. You are now Tarzan.
Bud! What are you yelling about?
He won't let me mention spam.
Professor, get him out of that trance, and here's your hat.
Mr. Burns, I want to try an experiment on Miss Allen that has never failed. Mesmerism.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Go right ahead, Professor.
If you will just try to concentrate, Miss Allen, I will show you how easily mesmerism can produce sleep. Now look into my eyes.
Like this?
Yes. Now just relax and let yourself go. Everything is peaceful. Everything is restful. Keep looking into my eyes. Relax. Peace. Rest. Relax.
Oh, look, George, the professor's asleep.
Gee, how do you like that? Isn't that
Listen, folks, spam is absolutely the most popular new meat item that has been brought out in a generation. You'd be surprised at how many families already use it regularly. Now, if you're one of the folks who have been listening to these programs every week and have promised yourself that someday you would try spam, and if you haven't yet tried it, now is the time. You're missing something. Spam is delicious meat, and it's handy, convenient to use, and grand to eat. So go to your food store tomorrow and ask for S-P-A-M, spam.
Thank you, Bud. Well, Gracie, say good night.
Good night. George, I'll drive you home in my Chevrolet.
Chevrolet? Thought you had a Rolls Royce.
I did it again.
Good night, folks. Good night.
Tonight, Hormel and Spam have saluted the retail grocers of America who are celebrating National Retail Grocers Week. These grocers employ more than 500,000 men and women who constantly strive to bring you healthful food at the lowest cost. Get better acquainted with your grocer this week, the one who helps you bring your family good food. And join us again next week, same time, same station, for another Burns and Allen show brought to you by Hormel and Spam. Have you tried Hormel chili con carne? You may think you don't like chili, but chili con carne the way Hormel makes it is different and everybody likes it. Double your money back if you don't like it. Try Hormel chili con carne tomorrow. This is the National Broadcasting Company.